Hello everybody and welcome back to the Consortium Broadcasting Channel. Today we are going to watch a really fun replay by Silent Death. He's here in his IS6 on Stalingrad. Matchmaking is pretty favorable, although there are plenty of tier 8s on each side. He is top tier, and he's in a city map on an IS6 with no artillery. Looking at the team lists here, I think Silent's making the right choice in his initial positioning here in going the 1, 2, 3 line in the city, because there are a couple of beefy tanks here with them, an IS-3A and an IS-3, just 3 of the Russian tier 8 heavy tanks, and the only big brawling heavy that the enemy team is going to have will be their IS-6 and the T-34, so they do outnumber them in terms of brawling tier 8 heavy tanks, as Silent runs into his teammate there. And there's a Super Pershing too, but the Super Pershing can't outtrade the IS-6 because the IS-6 and like all of the Russian 122mm get 390 alpha damage, which will beat the Super Pershing's 240 any day of the week. So, looking for shots on that Panther, but it looks like we're not going to get any. But here's a T-200 prototype, and he's looking this way. So, Silent does a really smart thing and side scrapes around the corner. I'm going to pause for a sec here. I think I can zoom far enough back out to see, but this is what the prototype sees, which isn't a lot. So Silent bounces the shot at the prototype, but the prototype's return shot goes straight into his tracks and does 0 damage. The Nashorn pull up as the IS3 pulls out, and aims in the prototype glance one into him, and the prototype's having none of that, so Silent is going to move up and try and get shots at the prototype. All of a sudden a wild Hellcat appears. Silent aims somewhat, and the shot goes down into the dead wreckage there. That could have been an armored fighting vehicle at some point. So Silent's waiting to reload. Here's the Hellcat. He fires them with high explosives, and probably gets nailed by the IS3. That's the only damage that Hellcat did all game, was a high explosive shot to the front of a tier 3 tank. Now the prototype hits our IS3, not sure why he shoots Silent there, but we're not going to complain, as Silent is able to put a meaty shot into the side of the prototype where the armor is weak. The friendly IS3 rolls around the corner, rolls really low on the prototype, which allows Silent Death here to pick up the kill. There's a Cromwell spot over there, but he's behind the wall. Oh, and the wall's gone. And there's an IS-3 and an IS-6 looking your way. And then IS-3 rolls low again, my goodness. But the Nashorn is able to finish off the Cromwell. Now, we've completely lost the other flank, but the scores are still 9-9, and Silent Death is basically on full health. So, repositioning back here, trying to cut off the enemy from completely flanking them, as our friendly IS-3A is caught in the open, or at least not willing to pull back into cover. And there's a T-34 3-head this way it looks like. And Silent Death is going to make him pay 415 damage. That's a nice roll for them at this 390 average. T-34 3 is more concerned about that Nashorn, who's able to put one in the T-34 3, which will allow Silent to come around and plant another big Russian shell into his tank. T-34 3 bounces off the strong frontal armor of the IS-6 and wins the face hug there, as Silent Death is unable to penetrate that shot in the tough turret of the T-34 3. T-34 3 is able to finish off the Nashorn, but then Silent Death is able to clean up his remaining hit points there. And there's the Borsig. Note that Silent Death has not loaded any high explosive rounds, otherwise he probably loaded one here. But the Borsig, oh, that hurt. He's got that big gun, the 15cm. 750 average damage on that gun, and the Borsig is playing coy. We've lost the IS-3A a while ago, and now we just lost the KV-85. ISU-152 is not looking too healthy right now, as Silent Death is trying in vain to catch up with this Borsig. Tries to get a shot at the T-32, none is coming, but that Borsig is looking like an inviting target. He's Oh, this will be a good shot, and it flies true, but it costs the ISU's life as he's not able to shoot in time, and there's a full health enemy T-34. Silent Death is on half health right now thanks to that meaty Borsig shell. Can't depress his gun enough to shoot the T-34 in the hull, so he side scrapes again. T-34 shows in his side, and Silent Death is able to put a nice shot into him and absorb the return fire with his tracks. He'll beat the T-34's reload, so he's able to put 2 for 1. And T-34 is able to pen Silent Death now. He's potentially a one-shot for this T-34, pulling back to a better position. Cheeky little shot through the crack between the Nashorn. Oh, cheeky little shot between the crack between the Nashorn and the wall there, but it bounced. And here's the enemy IS6, and he's on full health too. So Silent Death is able to put another one in the T-34. Wonderful job to use this terrain. Hold on, I'm going to pause it one more time. See what he's doing right now? He's able to use this Nashorn in his cover. This is a beautiful play by Silent Death, by the way. He's able to use his Nashorn as cover from the T-34 and the IS6 to some extent, which allows him to angle against the T-34 and the IS6 and hide his lower frontal plate, which is one of the weak spots on this tank, as well as his driver's hatch, which is buffed in 9.14, but this is a 9.13 replay. So you're going to see that. What they should have done was one person held him here, preferably the IS6, because he's got the most hit points and he can afford to take a shot if Silent Death gets frisky and tries to run in for a shot, because his T-34 is a one-shot. The T-34 should have moved up around this house by where the dead Borsig is over here, and flanked in and tried and got a side shot or something, or force Silent Death to angle his armor or worry about 2 different enemies rather than coming at him from the same general area here. So I wouldn't say it was easy to angle his armor. It was really good positioning by Silent Death here, but the enemies certainly didn't make it any more difficult for him than they could have. So we're going to continue here. And Silent Death is able to bounce both the T-34 and the IS-6, and he'll reload in time to finish off the T-34. So we'll have T-34 down now. It's just a matter of this full health IS-6 to worry about, and he is aggressive. Being aggressive. Enemy IS6's first shot is absorbed by his tracks, and Silent Death makes him pay for it. Good trading here, and now it looks like Silent has loaded APCR. He needs it. His AP round only has 175 pen as he takes a wicked shot from that enemy IS6. Looks like a low, but his APCR has 217 millimeters of pen, which will help him in this close quarters fight. He bounces a shot from the enemy IS6. Aims, even though the APCR load, he still aimed that one into the weak spot. Enemy IS6 is going to reload before he will, but he misses. And Silent Death is able to finish off that enemy IS6. He outplayed both Tier 8 heavies there. What a job. And now there's just the enemy WZ-131 to worry about. And the friendly IS-3, though he's taking hits, still has enough hit points to take hit from that WZ. That was just really great play by Silent Death there. Wonderful positioning, and looks like he had a... Oh no, he's typing in chat as I ran the wall. But just really outplaying 2 full health Tier 8 heavy tanks and keeping his tank alive when he started on half health. So really good job to Silent Death there. Now our friendly IS-3 is down to 1 shot range for this WZ-131. He's stuck in the open trying to snipe against a light tank in a Russian heavy tank, and that usually won't work. So now both these guys are one-shots, even though Silent Death has played really well so far. It's down to this light tank to make or break the game. Now they're probably not going to catch them. These 2 heavy tanks are probably not going to catch the light tank, I should say. He's a lot faster than they are, and even though this is a city map, the light tank, if he's smart, can choose the engagement. And now it looks like Silent has decided to go cap. I agree with that selection as long as the Wheezy doesn't end up on our cap. Looks like the IS-3 is heading back to defend base. Not the best ideal. I mean, I suppose someone's got to do it, but at the same time, especially when you're outnumbered, I completely messed up. Especially when it's late game and you're both one-shot hit points. If you can stick together that is to your advantage. So here's the enemy WZ-131 is spotted at the other end of the map, and this is what I mean about not sticking together. Because now this IS-3 is alone, even though he's on 3 kills, I'm guessing he knows what he's doing. But he's alone against this crafty little light tank, and Silent Death is in a big, slow, heavy tank on the other end of the map. He's making his way back, but it's going to take him a minute, and this IS-3 could easily be jumped by the WZ while he's gone. And you can keep their guns together. That way they can better cover areas of attack and basically keep their guns at a 2-to-1 rate. Because even if the WZ appears and fires and kills one, the other one still is there to take advantage of the WZ's reload. So, oh, there's the WZ. He was flanking. Bounces off Silent, who's able to finish him off for his top gun. 6 kills for Silent Death in his IS6. Great replay. Let's take a really quick look at the post-game stats. So this was Silent Death's ace tanker in his IS6. He also picked up a steel wall, a high caliber, and a top gun. He did just shy of 6,000 damage, had 6 kills and 1,700 base experience, which was good for best on both teams. Very impressive game, great angling, good shot trading, and a really good job making the most of what many people see as a tank that sometimes needs a lot of premium ammunition to... He didn't really fire a lot at all that game, even against some tougher tanks like the Prototype. He simply put himself in a better position to his shots counted and really kept that big Russian 122mm gun singing. He fired 22 shots, hit 21, and penned 18, again without a lot of premium ammunition on the IS6, which is really nice. He also blocked over 3,000 damage and some really great angling, and just overall did a good job playing to the strengths of his tank, getting into the enemy's face and making sure that his shots landed, and doing everything he could to angle his armor and put his tank in the best position to win. So he also made 60,000 credits, which is awesome. So that will do it for today's episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I did. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.